Web2 users will not relate to our Web3 content. Web2 will be like, holy cow, get me out of here. We need to stop treating it like it's this special being. But until we reach that point, the reality is you have the early adopters and the gurus or the sages and those early adopters that are really diehards. They're into it, but they respond to very different messaging, colors, iconography, logos, a whole different feel to traditional Web2. If you are trying to create one marketing strategy, which is going to talk to two, and we tried, it won't work. It just ends up either being really, really vanilla, which equals useless, or you end up alienating one of your two persona profile customers. And we became really aware of that. So what we've been working on is having multiple marketing and communication strategies. From the way we design our website, certain pages are very, very targeted and feels very Web3. And then you would go to another page on the website and it will feel more traditional Web2-ish. And that is intentional. And it will be the same with our socials when we're communicating on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. We will have the brand, but then we will have sub-brands within that. And they will have their own Twitter channels, if you would, and they will be able to communicate with those populations, because we find having one message just wasn't building the community. It would speak to one person, but not another. We've done the research, we've done the work. Now we know that we have to split that communication to target and to talk to them without scaring them off.
To unpack that, you said two things there. One, that we don't like the separation between Web 2 and Web 3. We understand the current realities and that there is still a distinction between. So to hear you target individually is super interesting. You mentioned X or Twitter. Have you noticed that some channels work better for Web 2 audiences and others for Web 3? And if so, which channels for you are working best for each?
When I say X, it sounds really weird in my accent. So we just go with Twitter. They're all in little clans and groups. And so you have to get in there and demonstrate that you know what you're talking about. So you really have to be very, very consistent to be seen as to communicate well with them and to build a following. And consistency with them is really key. Now, individuals in Web 2 are on there, right? But this was our problem. Web 2 users will not relate to our Web 3 content. You know, the really cool stuff, the protocol, the real world assets, the DID, the SSI. Web 2 will be like, holy cow, get me out of here. But now the good thing about LinkedIn is when we communicate to these Web 2 based startups that are impact focused, it's also resonating with any investors that are there as well. So really, it's understanding who your customer is and what resonates with them is so fundamentally important. Do you like Telegram? Do you like WhatsApp? Do you like Discord? It's really important to understand that, to be able to send out successful messaging that is very, very consistent.